With the Raiders now hiring Chip Kelly, this should be a major revamping of the overall offensive scheme and philosophy for the Raiders. Now, the Raiders are bringing in an offensive coordinator who has a deep track record in successful offensive football dating back to his college football days, where many could argue he revolutionized the game of college football with the Oregon Ducks. He then got the opportunity to move to the NFL, where he did not succeed as a head coach, but when you look at just the offensive side of the football, the offensive rankings, statistics, the offense was not the main issue into why the Eagles did not have success. But Chip Kelly's a really good offensive-minded football coach, and he's also not a one-trick pony type of mind. He has adjusted and evolved his scheme from being that high-flying, fast-paced, no-huddle spread offense that gave him all the success early on with the Oregon Ducks to now a more balanced approach. And the best thing is he is a coach who understands modern concepts of the game and who isn't just married to one system or one ideology. Take a listen to what he had to say about this.
Back then, I would say everybody was married to a system.
Sure.
And this is our system, this is what we do. Now I think people are more of, I'll do some of this and then some of this and some of this, because what all great coaches do is, what can we add that's going to help this team this year in this game?
Sure.
Not we run a system, and if it's not part of the system, then we're not gonna do it. I think everybody has a sprinkling of everything. Everybody runs some power. Everybody runs some RPOs. But I think the coaches that are the best are the ones that can match it to the personnel that they have.
So to me, that's one of the best things. Chip Kelly is an innovative, open-minded offensive coach. And today I wanted to go over everything you need to know about the Chip Kelly offense and what we could expect from him moving forward for this Raiders offense. Now, when it comes to Chip Kelly's overall offensive philosophy, just quick background on his upbringing. He started off as a head coach in the University of Oregon from 2009 to 2012, and that's where he made his name for himself. That's where he had that high up-tempo offense, and it was essentially a no-huddle system aimed at keeping defenses off balance and exploiting mismatches. And they were an offense that were known to be fast-paced, and they could put points on the board at any given moment. It heavily emphasized the spread formation, wide splits, and multiple receivers to stretch the field horizontally. In the run game, it was revolved around zone read and option plays used to exploit defensive mismatches, specifically with their effective mobile quarterbacks like Darren Thomas and Marcus Mariota. And it was an offense that had a huge emphasis on the run game. His Oregon teams were among the national leaders in rushing, oftentimes averaging over 300 yards on the ground. He then transitioned to the NFL, where he did bring a lot of those fast-paced offense spread concept ideas into the NFL, and it had some mixed results. I mean, initially it was successful with the Eagles, but later on it did get less effective as eventually NFL defenses were able to adapt quickly. And one thing is, in the NFL, he didn't have the same personnel mismatches when it came to how he had it at Oregon, with just the overall advantage in speed that he had at Oregon compared to the NFL. And he had a really bad season with the 49ers, which eventually led him to go back to college football, where he joined UCLA. Now, with UCLA, he was there from 2018 to 2023, and he definitely evolved as an offensive play caller. While still using tempo, Chip Kelly started integrating more pro-style elements with a focus on play action and utilizing tight ends more frequently. Now, the run game continued to be a staple for his offense, and oftentimes he had UCLA ranking at the top when it comes to rushing yards per game in the Pac-12. And this is where you begin to see the diversity in his offense, starting mixing up tempo, using both no huddle and huddle plays, and showing his evolution from pure speed to strategic pacing. Before, he was a guy that was always hurry up offense, but now that's not necessarily the case. He can still do it, but he's always adapting to what his offense needs. And this goes back to the latest season with the Ohio State Buckeyes, where he essentially blended styles on the offense. At Ohio State, Chip Kelly combined the traditional fast-paced offense with Ryan Day's pro-style elements, leading to an offense that was really explosive and had variety. With him having a quarterback like Will Howard, there was an emphasis on both passing and running capabilities, adapting the offense to his strengths. And one of the main things you saw with the Chip Kelly offense with Ohio State was it was noted for its physicality, usage of multiple different tight ends, and a balanced attack that kept defenses guessing. But when it comes to the Chip Kelly offense, some things you can expect is the zone read, which has been a staple to his offense. A lot of inside-outside zone, and also can utilize the read option if the Raiders get a quarterback that can use his legs effectively. You can definitely expect some RPO options, which allows a quarterback to choose between a run or pass based on the leverage from the defense. You can expect play-action bootlegs, getting the quarterback out on the move, and overall an offense that uses a lot of motion and misdirection to potentially create big plays. The screen game will also be a part of Chip Kelly's offense as well. And when it comes to Chip Kelly, I mean, he's bringing in a really solid resume to the Raiders. I mean, his offensive rankings throughout the years have been really good always. With the University of Oregon, he was regularly in the top 3 when it comes to scoring and total offense. In the NFL, he had mixed results, but early on with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2013, they were ranked 4th in points per game, averaging about 28 points per game. Total offense, they were ranked 2nd. In 2014, they were ranked 3rd in points per game, 5th in total offense. And in 2015, that was the worst season, but even then, points per game 13th and total defense 12th. Now, it did plummet when he was with San Francisco, but when he went back to college football, it did take him a little bit to get things going with UCLA, but eventually you saw like in 2021 and 2022, he was able to turn that UCLA offense into a respectable unit, and even in 2022, they were ranked in the top 10 in points per game, and in total offense were ranked 4th. And this last season with the Ohio State Buckeyes, when it comes to points per game, they were ranked 10th. And ultimately, they won the national championship, and that offense came alive in the college football playoffs when they needed it most. And against the Oregon Ducks, his former team, he was able to put up over 30 points in one half. So you can just see how Chip Kelly brings a lot to the table. This is not a guy like Luke Getsy, who was fired and who just in general did not really have a good resume or track record of success in college or the NFL. He brings a list of accomplishments when it comes to offensive football, and I think when you're looking for an offensive coordinator, there's not much better you can get than Chip Kelly. This is a really good hiring by the Raiders, in my opinion. And I think what you can expect from Chip Kelly is he is going to integrate speed and tempo. He's going to know when to do it, though. There's going to be times where the offense, we're going to have to hurry it up a bit, especially in like 2-minute scenarios. He should be pretty good in that aspect. I also am expecting more of a balanced approach on the offensive side of the football. Expect a mix of pass and run tailored to the strengths of the Raiders personnel grouping. Expect a zone-based run scheme and just an overall solid running game, because that has always been a huge emphasis in his offenses. His teams have always been fundamentally sound up front. I expect him to utilize the tight ends we have in Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer. And one thing with Chip Kelly is he's always bringing in new formations and personnel grouping to try and confuse defenses pre-snap. I expect a lot of pre-snap motion as well, misdirection and eye candy. And the last thing you can definitely expect from Chip Kelly is his overall innovation. Chip Kelly has always been a guy that's been known for adapting the personnel and adjusting the offense to the strengths of the players he has. And that's one thing I love about Chip Kelly, because there are some coaches that, you know, after they get big success, they kind of get married to a certain system and a certain ideology. And although Chip Kelly's always going to have those spread style offense elements wrinkled into his offense, he's always a guy that is willing to adapt, and that's something you have seen throughout his career. He has evolved and adapted his offense into more balanced approach where he can integrate spread style offenses with pro style elements Now, when it comes to the Raiders' current personnel, it's going to be interesting to see what we do at the quarterback position, because whatever route we go at the QB spot is going to kind of determine what way he leans towards when it comes to the offensive play calling. If we bring in a mobile quarterback that is a legit threat using his legs, you might see a little bit more of the spread style concepts. Or if we roll with a drop back pocket passer, you'll see more of the pro style elements. And also, this offensive line has been struggling for the last couple of years, so I think we're gonna have to revamp the offensive line as well, get in some new talent in here through the draft and through free agency. But if there's one thing that's clear to me, is with Chip Kelly being our offensive coordinator, he is going to be a huge upgrade over what we had with Luke Getsy and with Scott Turner. So that gets me super excited about the future of the Raiders offense and what we could do moving forward at the quarterback position. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below of Chip Kelly. What do you guys expect from his offense? And are you guys excited about this signing as our new offensive coordinator? Let me know in that comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys in today's video. Anybody that is new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.